Legend has it that before George W. Bush was willingly nudged into running for president in 2000, he really wanted to be the commissioner of Major League Baseball. And in his book, For the Good of the Game, the man who became commissioner instead, Bud Selig, writes that he and I talked about it. Had things been different, he would have been the ninth commissioner, not me. Selig, who then owned the Milwaukee Brewers, admits, I told him at the time I didn't want to be commissioner, and I really didn't. George would have done a great job. He had a great personality, and he loved the game. But obviously, a funny thing happened in Florida, hanging chads. Fast forward to 2015, when author and journalist Michael Wolff quotes Fox News chief Roger Ailes telling longtime friend Donald Trump, if you want a career in television, first run for president. Election night 2016, Wolff quotes Don Jr. as saying that his father looked as if he'd seen a ghost. Melania was in tears, and not tears of joy. And Wolff quotes Steve Bannon saying he saw Trump morph from a disbelieving Trump and then into a horrified Trump. Back to the future. CNN asked about the possibility of a Trump channel launching after Inauguration Day. Note the reply from Christopher Ruddy, who runs conservative Newsmax.
Why don't you call me a future business partner? Look at the crowds he draws. He is a very great TV personality. I think he's great to have part of Newsmax, and we're certainly looking forward to having him on.
Michael, assuming nothing about Trump's true intentions in 2016, would he play?
He's really gotten very good at TV over the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, he's really good at it. I don't think anybody would argue that he's a compelling TV personality. You may argue that he's a good president. That's a whole other issue. As for the question of whether or not Trump is going to start his own, they call it media empire, I don't know whether that would be to his advantage, because if he, first of all, he'd be bogged down in the business of running a complicated company. There'd be a tremendous amount of financial risk attached to it, as there is in the media today. And the other channels would see him as a competitor as opposed to a welcome guest. He might actually have a bigger bully pulpit if he were a free agent and made himself available to everybody as opposed to running his own company.